There are functions like RevOps and growth and marketing ops and all of those existed. Then this term came up, GTM engineering, and which is actually transforming every GTM motion at this point. So just maybe for the viewers, just talk about what GTM engineering is and what exactly are the essential components of that particular system.
So the idea behind GTM engineering is that you're going to treat your go-to-market like a product, in the sense that you're going to design and build it and iterate on it. You're going to have releases. You're going to have analytics that tell you how well it's working. And you're going to treat it more or less like a system that can be coded and designed, versus perhaps a more opaque thing that is more about like human process. And so go-to-market engineers are the people that automate and operate the tools that run a go-to-market strategy that is based on those ideas. And so a go-to-market engineer typically has like a lot of deep experience with different APIs. They typically know their way around Salesforce really well. They know how to think in sort of an if then this then that way. And the best go-to-market engineers are able to actually take these more opaque and kind of loosely defined go-to-market motions and codify them into systems and tools that run the motion or help run the motion. I think the thing that has made it really successful in the last 2 years or so has been the emergence of AI. And so much of go-to-market is kind of qualitative decision-making. And what's happened is that within these flows or within these systems, you're able to allow and prompt models to make some of the decisions that were formerly made by people. So for example, a very basic one would be like an inbound SDR. You used to rely on people to qualify your leads coming in. Now that entire thing can be kind of fully automated. But still, once you do that, a GTM engineer needs to build it. They need to often maintain it, adjust it, iterate on it. And so that role has kind of become pretty critical to a lot of companies that are thinking about their go-to-market as a real system that can be engineered and designed. There are two types of signals that we see in the market. One are what we call somewhat like branded signals. These are things that you can buy from many places. You can buy what we call people movement, which is job changers, new hires and promotions. You can get website intent data, which is de-anonymizing IP addresses. You can get product reviews and news. You can get sort of like people searching review sites data from G2 or Trust Radius or Bombora. And so there's lots of these kind of types of signals that you can get. And most companies are going to run some of these or test them and so forth. There's another type of signal that I think is actually more helpful, which is like a custom signal that is based on something that's unique to the business. And so what we try to help customers with at Clay is to help them think creatively about what type of knowledge they would need to have about an account to know that an account is ready to buy. And then we try to actually implement that in Clay. And so, for example, we have customers that are pulling like FAA violations for their accounts. We have customers that are monitoring social media accounts and looking for specific types of posts. We have customers that are tracking like website changes and understanding when someone adds a new AI feature to their product. There's many types of signals that you can build that are more unique to your business, and the best signals that I've seen are ones that are that fit that definition, and typically there are ones that the company has been able to iterate on over time. And so, for example, when you buy job changers data, you don't really iterate on it that much. It's like you didn't have it before and now you have it. When you're developing your own custom signals, you can make tweaks to that signal over time to tailor it to the exact type of moment that you think is important in your kind of sales process. So the first thing they did with Clay is they filled in all of the sub-industries on their accounts. And so they have like 70 different sub-industries of ways that they look at their market. So, for Plaid, they have banking platforms, they have debt collection platforms, they have sort of like, fintech infrastructure, they have crypto, they have all these different types of businesses that make up Plaid's market. But if you go to LinkedIn or you go to ZoomInfo, you go to somewhere else and you look at the industry classification on those businesses, it's all going to say like telecommunications and internet or something. And that's not very useful if you're doing things like running marketing campaigns or you're building balanced books of business.